And if you guys haven't seen my review of it, then you probably know why it's number one. But for those who haven't, for those who are still waiting to know what it is, it's the Peanuts movie. And people are going to be like, well, why did you put the Peanuts movie over Inside Out? Inside Out is a masterpiece. How could you put the Peanuts movie, granted it was really good, but how could you put that over Inside Out? How could you? And I understand that you guys are probably typing in the comment section already, ready to blast me to the world of people who probably hate Inside Out, even though I don't hate it. I think it's a great movie. But, I cannot put it at the number one spot. Why put the Peanuts movie over Inside Out? I'll give you a couple reasons. Not only was this a really good movie, not only did the animation style surpass any animation style that I have ever seen, combination 2D and 3D, that was beautiful, absolutely stunning. Not only was this, something about childhood that you could hold on to, something nostalgic that you could hold on to, and themes of childhood in it as well. Not only did this shed a tear for me because of it being so nostalgic to me, it touches me personally. And I know people are not going to think that this film pretty has much of an impact as much as Inside Out did. I know people are more attached to Inside Out than this. For me, I found more entertainment, enjoyment, and charm to the Peanuts than Inside Out. I'm sorry, I could not help myself with putting Peanuts at the top, because there is a lot of things that this movie does that touches me personally, and I'm kind of gonna spoil it a little bit. But if you guys haven't seen it, then what are you doing? Go out and see it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on digital or something at this point. Then just go out and see it. I mean, for the few theaters that are still showing it, go out and see it. It's a really good film. But without going into too much spoilers, I mean, for what a character Charlie Brown is and how much he represents, I did not know until I saw this movie how much he represents me. I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to Charlie Brown as being that type of loner, a type of loser who just can't do really nothing right, but always trying his hardest to. And there's a couple things in here that touches me personally, like the fact there is kind of this whole thing of Charlie Brown doing this one thing right in school, getting this one good grade that trumps the entire class, and everybody is suddenly suddenly wanting him to do their project because they think he's the smartest, everybody copying him because they think he's the smartest. And because of all of this popularity, and all of a sudden Charlie Brown himself thinking, well, I'm not as good as everybody thinks I am, and immediately confesses to the entire school saying, I'm not as good as you think I am. I'm not the smartest person here. Let me tell you a little story. That's the exact same thing that happened to me when I was in elementary school. And people say all the drama that happens, high school, middle school. No, middle school. Not middle school. Freaking middle school. Middle school is the forgettable years, what I'm talking about. No, elementary school. Elementary school is what shapes you. until middle school screws that up. But elementary school is what shapes you into a kid. And during elementary school, especially during 3rd to 5th grade, I was that kid. And don't get me wrong, I was a genius for a kid that age. In fact, if I was to go look at myself right now in the mirror and see my younger self, I would be like, wow, that kid is way more smarter than me. And that's saying a lot. But I was that kid. I was that kid who admittedly, like, you know, everybody, well, it wasn't one thing, but it was a couple of things. Got good grades, got good academic scores, got good, you know, good physical or PE, you know, credit and stuff like that. And everybody tried to copy me. Everybody wanted to pretty much hang out with me because they knew I was smart, or as smart as, you know, a third to 5th grader can be. Everybody thought that, and they would, you know, continuously, you know, try to, you know, just, you know, trying to get answers out of me, or just trying to reach my academic score, even though I was not as smart as they thought I am. And there is a scene in the Peanuts where Charlie Brown admits that he's not as smart as they think they are, and he confesses to the fact that there is another smarter kid than he is. And I had the exact same. That was the exact same kid in my class. Because out of all the attention I was getting, I was kind of getting sick of it. I was kind of really getting sick of it. And there was this kid, this loner kid, and, you know, he and me used to be, you know, friends for a while. And he was smarter than me. He was getting A's. And I was getting, like, kind of A's, B's, maybe the occasional C. And he was becoming the most smartest kid. I'm not even joking when I say this. He was becoming the smartest kid out of the entire school, in elementary school. And he was just such, you know, he was just such a smart kid, and he barely had any friends. He barely talked to anybody, and he was like, you know, he could kind of, you know, break down easily and stuff like that. And I was like, and I wasn't one of the few friends he had. So I was like, I don't know whether or not that kid wanted any friends or not, but I was like, you need someone to socialize with, and not just me. You need more people out there. And people were focused on me because they thought I was a smart one, when in reality there was someone out there, there was someone literally right next to me who was more smarter than I was. And once everybody found that out, well, you know, I started kind of distancing myself, and people started, you know, going on their separate ways, either becoming more smarter than me on their own, or finding other people to like pretty much mooch off of their, you know, cleverness, I assume. And I will admit that scene right there played out like my life. My life in elementary school, that is. And there's something about a movie to where it kind of plays out your entire life. Your entirety of your young life. And I did shed a tear. I did shed a tear because it touched me personally. Of how much this movie just gets the aspect of just being a kid. And I will admit, Inside Out did, you know, it did, you know, touch aspects about it. And while I like the themes of Inside Out a lot more, this movie is just amazing on how personally it connected with me. And I still have a fondness for it. I can't wait to get this movie. I can't wait to get the art book. Art is amazing. and it may be a simple story, but I can't help it. It's, to me, it's a connection. It's a connection. And that's why I'm labeling this the best animated film of 2015. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it, guys. I just needed to get that out there. So that's pretty much my list of best and worst animated films of 2015. But before I go, let's see what 2016 has in store. And trust me when I say there's a lot. There's so much. I don't even know if I'm going to see all these movies. But let's just get started. Coming in like January 15th is Norm of the North. Were any of you planning to go see that? I know I'm not. I know it's kind of, my thing of going to see animated films. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait this out. I don't even know if I'm going to see it, when it comes out on, digital or whatever. But no, I'm not seeing this in theaters. I'm not gonna torture myself with doing that. Like, maybe when it comes out on digital, I'll see it. But no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. I'm sorry. I just don't want to see it. It looks so terrible. Kung Fu Panda 3, and I forgot to put the 3 on there. January 29th. I really do love the 2 Kung Fu Panda movies, especially the sequel, which I do one of few exceptions to where the sequel is better than the original. And I really do hope for the 3rd movie. Hopefully they can make a really, really good trilogy. Although I have heard that this is more of a comedy of the first one than a dramatic movie than the second one, which is kind of a shame, but I hope they can pull it off really well. Then March 4th is Zootopia, which I did a trailer reaction to, and I hope that's good. I mean, it does look like it has some great world building, good characters I can follow with. Hopefully the story will be, more focused than the trailer made it out to be. Ratchet and Clank. I have never April 29th. I have never played the games. And I don't know whether or not I'm going to go see this movie or not. To me, it kind of looks like, that lowbrow type of animated movie that you just put out there for the sake of putting out there because there's nothing else going on. But I don't know whether or not I'm going to go see this movie in theaters. I mean, I have no connection to the games. So, hopefully this movie can surprise me. The Angry Birds movie, May 20th. I'm actually kind of curious of how they're going to make an Angry Birds movie. I mean, I think the Lego movie taught us that you can make a film out of pretty much any franchise. So, yeah, I'm going to see how this movie plays out, and hopefully it will be good. If not, even kind of better than the Lego movie did. I mean, I have hope. I have hopes for the Angry Birds movie, especially something that's based on a game. I mean, we need that good game movie, guys. Come on, we need that good game movie. Finding Dory, June 17th. And I kind of mistaken on my trailer reaction of when this was coming out. I thought it was July 17th. And it turns out I was wrong. But yeah, I mean, I hope that Pixar can get, the sequel, a sequel to Finding Nemo, right? Because Finding Nemo is one of those stories to where, I grew up watching it. I have a VHS version of the movie. That's how old I've been watching that movie. So, yeah, I hope that the sequel can live up to the original, especially on how much people love that. Don't ruin this for them, Pixar. Don't ruin this for them, especially for me, because I grew up watching the movie. July 8th, The Secret Life of Pets. This looks like an interesting movie, especially for something that's original coming out of Illumination Entertainment. And, I'm just one of those people where the concept of pets having a secret life I don't know why, it interests me for some reason. So, oh god, the camera went down. But the plot kind of, interests me, so, I will definitely be, seeing this, and hopefully, they won't stick to that lowbrow type of humor that, you know, normally you would find